Cemetery is Calvary, also known as St. Arneas Cemetery.
And whose stone are we looking at here?
We're now standing by Paul and Lucille Holleran, Aunt and Uncle Paul, and Aunt Lucille. And to the right over here is our cousin David. And then he was killed in the Air Force in his last flight coming into home base the last time. On August 4th, 1950, from the end of the runway, and was killed as a result.
He was their oldest son, right?
He was their oldest son.
Okay. And Lucille is my dad's sister.
And my mother's sister.
And Mike's mother's sister?
She was half of the Gold Dust twins.
Okay.
And my father. And my brother Ed.
They both died within the same year, huh?
Yes, they died within about 3 months of each other. Now originally, Dad and Uncle Bud acquired enough lots so that the whole family could have been buried here. They were in their mid-20s.
Because you remember Vince, he was always your favorite fly swatter man. And his wife Evelyn, mother of the two sisters of my dad at Lynch.
So here we're looking at our grandparents' tombstone, Albert J. and Teresa Lynch, situated just a short distance away from their children. And adjacent to it is my twin brother Richard, who only lived 3 days after birth. Now this is kind of an interesting cemetery corner. Across the road down there where that chapel is the Protestant cemetery. And then across the road on the other side over there is the German Catholic cemetery, St. Boniface.
Oh my.
When I was in Germany once, somebody said, "Alles hat seine Ordnung."
Translate.
Translate.
Everything has its own order.
Okay. St. Arneas Calvary Cemetery. Mike Kearney and Betty Pig. We're over here in Clinton on Wednesday, August 29th, 2007. Beautiful day, sunny. Temperatures in the low 80s. Okay, we are being welcomed to Clinton, Iowa. And now we've left Calvary Cemetery and we're being directed to Eagle Point Park. So let's go that way. Eagle Point City Park. Turn to your left. Okay.
Do I know personally? No.
Who of them? You don't know who carved the eagles?
This was done. See,
explain what I'm filming here.
Well, this is the entrance to Eagle Point Park, and we have 3 trees that died, and there was a fellow who then took the dead, instead of just cutting them down, they carved eagles on the tops of these stumps, because of the name of the park, and the park is named after the fact that we have a great many eagles that are found here along the river. They eat the fish, and they congregate here in the winter time because you have open water behind the dam, and so they cluster.
All right, do that spiel again, Mike.
Well, this is the tower, our castle in Eagle Point Park.
And what was the date of the erection?
I tell the Europeans it was built in 1310, but it was really built as a WPA project in the 30s. And it's a lookout point. There are steps you can climb to the top, and you get a beautiful sweeping view of the river up there and all the wildlife.
A view of the Mississippi River from Eagle Point Park. And the words Eagle Point in the flowers. Nice waterfall. And the bridge down below. And statues. Another overlook of the Mississippi. And we're looking over to the Illinois shore. And the river's pretty wide over here. We're filming from an overlook at Eagle Point Park in North Clinton, Iowa. This is the pavilion that's used by people that come to visit. Probably have reunions in this pavilion here at Eagle Point. Okay, we're still at Eagle Point Park, and we're still looking at the Mississippi River, and we're looking down on the river. It's quite a view. Cousin Mike's up there, taking it all in. Well, there's Betty Pig. Hey there, Betty Pig. Wave. All right.
Charge.
How far would it be down there to those pads?
How far would it be to where?
300-400 feet down there?
What, down to the river?
Yeah.
No, maybe 200.
200 feet.
This, of course, is carved
This
out.
now Illinois over there?
The other bank is Illinois, that's right.
Yeah.
This, of course, was carved out when the glaciers melted 25,000 years ago. The river had 100 times the volume that it does today.
Wow.
I see kind of different colors in the water out there. Like, is that sand dunes, or not sand dunes, but
Well, there are islands out there.
I mean in the
right
foreground.
here, in the foreground, that's
Beyond the green
yeah,
stuff and
green
straight out.
is an indication of too much nutrient in the water, too much runoff, agricultural runoff of fertilizer, which is bad for the fish because those plants consume the oxygen in the water. And if there's no oxygen in the water, the fish die. And it's particularly bad this year.
Now, how far across the river to the other shore would it be in miles?
At least 3 or 4, depends where you're looking at. And if you look at it this way, it's probably 7 or 8 because we're looking kind of at an angle.
What town would that be over there?
That water tower, I think, is the prison at Thompson.
Now, could we see Bellevue or?
No, for two reasons. One is it's too far away, and secondly, the river curves, and Bellevue would be, even if the river were straight, it's too far away to see.
Okay.
The marina at Clinton, and there's still a lot more to be constructed. First of all, this is the part south of the closure structure. There's more of the marina north of the closure structure, and it's in the process of being rebuilt. Next year we expect to have all new docks here.
Is your boat out here?
No, I've never owned a boat.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
I've certainly enjoyed using other people's boats, but as I told you, the two happiest days in a boat owner.
All right, go ahead with your narration.
Well, as I say, this is what you're looking at is one of the three lighthouses along the river here at Clinton. These were built in the 30s as WPA projects, and they've become symbols of the community. Of course, originally, we didn't have the dike here, so they were kind of on the same level as the rest of the land. And now with the dike, they're kind of down. I've often thought maybe we should try and jack them up.
That paddle wheeler up there?
Well, there are two boats. Actually, what you're looking at is the gambling boat that we're going to go for a ride on later this afternoon.
Okay.
And then to the right, behind it, that you can't see where we are right now, is the showboat, which is permanently on land and where we have a resident theater in the summertime.
Oh. Okay, very good. Okay, this, I take it, the showboat lounge?
That is the showboat, and the showboat is permanently there. It's not even in the river, it's up on dry land. And that has recently been renovated as part of this whole process of...
That's where you have theater in the summertime?
Yes.
Okay. And then in order to get to the boat that we're going to take a ride on, we have to go through that.
They have these covered walkways that go from the street down to the boat. Yep.
And that's Mississippi Casino Belle 2?
Mississippi Belle 2.
Okay.
Railroad bridge, all of the bridges in town are the second bridge to be constructed.
Now that's the main bridge over to Illinois on Highway 30, right?
Yeah, that's Highway 30. The original bridge there was built in 1892 and replaced in 1956 with that one. And on the north end, the original bridge was built in 1891 and replaced in the early 70s with the bridge that's there now. The first railroad bridge was built in the 1860s and replaced with the existing bridge in 1909.
Okay, cut straight ahead.
This is what you're looking at is the new cogen plant, which is under construction. It'll replace the existing power plant that ADM uses for their Clinton facility. The reason they're building it, aside to get more efficiency, is the EPA is requiring them to do it because the old plant puts too much pollution in the air. And this will use newer technology and be a lot more efficient and pollute a lot less.
It's
good.
For Clinton, isn't it?
Oh, got enough for that. All right, now where are we?
We're now looking over Beaver Slough toward Beaver Island. We're down in South Clinton. We're at the bottom of South 5th Street, which is just about a block and a half south of where Uncle Ann and Terry used to live.
Oh, and those barges, what would they be carrying?
Well, those would be barges that would carry probably either grain or coal, and they're just parked there waiting to be used. That's called fleeting, when they just have them parked. Well, behind the building under construction in the foreground, you have the Gold Dome, which is the world's largest freestanding concrete dome, and it was constructed to store coal. The EPA won't allow you to store coal in piles out in the open anymore. It's 180 some odd feet high, and it's gold because it has a kind of a plastic cover on it, and that was the color of the plastic. And they sprayed concrete on the inside of it to make the dome. And it went up, bang, just like that. They inflated the plastic and then sprayed the concrete on the inside of it.
Okay, so that is old grain elevator.
Yeah, around town people call it Mr. Peanut, of course, because you can see underneath you have the old Pillsbury logo. It was owned by Pillsbury for a long time. Okay. And then it was purchased by Clinton Foods, which at that time was owned by Standard Brands, and one of their brands was Planters Peanuts. So when they owned it, they painted Mr. Peanut up there. And as you can see, it's been a while, because Mr. Peanut is kind of
faded.
And you can still see a little bit of the Pillsbury logo underneath it.
That red logo?
Well, no, just see where Mr. Peanut's shoulder is. There's a kind of a dotted thing that comes out of a circle.
Okay.
Well, I bet that store is interesting to go in.
Well,
they'd have most everything.
It's got more junk than you can
I
imagine.
can imagine.
Yeah, it was always like that when I used to visit Gene and Evelyn Smith on this Smith Brothers.
And it sort of looks like Evelyn wanted to get as far away from it as
Okay, we're on Comanche Avenue. And 20th Place. This is the street where Mom, Catherine Lynch, was born and brought up, and at 249. And we'll take pictures of that house and we'll have it preserved for posterity. We're looking up 20th Place.
That's right.
Going up on the hill.
Mallory Homestead.
The Mallory Homestead coming up on your left. Be at 249.
And 20th Place, of course, up prior to 1927 was Pearl Street.
Pearl Street. I never knew that. Prior to 1927?
That's right. They had a street renaming program in 1927.
Let's see.
This was
Let's
Pearl
see. This.
Street.
I wonder when John Mallory purchased this home. Any idea?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
I can't believe that you don't
We
know
could
that,
find that out.
All right.
Well, I know.
Mom could only see it now.
Well, I don't think she'd want to live
249. No, Mom, you went this where you were raised with your. What they have? 7 kids.
They had a nice sized family.
Nice sized family. And I can't. What was Mom's name?
Beg your pardon?
Bean? Is it?
Oh, Bean, yeah, was your grandmother's maiden name.
Yeah.
Bridget Bean. John Mallory and Bridget Bean. Bridget came from Pennsylvania, and John from Vermont.
Yeah, I remember seeing them in that house.
Bridget's sister, I think it was, Nora Bean, who never married, was the head of the notions department at Reed and Conger, the department store that was right across the street from where I live.
Oh.
I've never really had a good idea of what the hell notions would be.
Notions. Perfumes.
Something you think you can't live without. It could be threads, sewing things.
Uh-huh. Funny, I've lived without sewing things.
Okay.
Attention on the casino floor. If you have any transactions pertaining to player services, stop at the first deck cage or second deck podium by the video poker room. Thank you for choosing Mississippi Belle 2 and the Wild Rose Casino.
Okay, well, here's Joe and Betty, and we're on the Casino Belle out of Clinton, Iowa, and
just had a delicious buffet.
we've had a great buffet, and probably never eat again. Feel full as a tick. Anyhow, we're on this cruise out of Clinton, and came over yesterday, and Mike Kearney, my cousin, is on the boat filming up in the bow, and
He's a great guide.
He's been giving us a tour of Clinton and
All the history.
all the old cemeteries with Halloran's and Kearneys, and some of the old witches were
Halloran's.
Halloran's. Paul B. Halloran, his wife Lucille. It's Evelyn Kearney's final resting place in St. Irenaeus Cavalry Cemetery. So cruising up the river instead of down the river, up the river heading north, and
it's about 74 degrees. Perfect weather.
Just ideal weather for a cruise. And I'll put my shades on here in a minute. Now I can't hardly see anything. I look pretty good. I got my sweetie here, and we're having a good time. And so now we're going to show you some sights of the river. We got some wind coming out here, and wind in our hair. And,
stars in our eyes.
Yeah, we're just having a nice time. We wish you all were here with us to enjoy this beautiful cruise.
Short-lived.
Short-lived, but anyhow. We're not getting wet. We are comfortable in knowing that the flotation devices are close by in the event we should need them. Anyhow, I'm going to turn this camera around and get some shots around the river here. Because the wind is blowing in it like crazy. I see Michael up there. Michael up there, yeah.
Hi, Michael. Wave to the camera. Wave to the... There you go.
Attention on the casino floor. Would an Audrey Evans please report to the second deck podium? Again, would an Audrey Evans please report to the second deck podium? Thank you.
You can stand over there and try to compose.
I don't want to be. I'll take you if you want me to. I'll switch it over. You kind of like to be on camera.
Oh, sure. You don't need to do anything. I'll just walk over there. It's running, and
Come on, Casey.
I won't touch it.
More night giving. Probably half a million.
Now jump.
Well, he's dead now.
That's enough. That's good. That's good. This will be the silent movie part. You're on button, some button.
say I'm losing my buttons.
That a pelican.
I know from the front, back. I went up there.
Pelicans?
Yeah.
Like pelicans?
Pelican. See the pelican?
I'll see, but I can't. I don't see them in the.
They are great to watch. The white pelicans.
Oh yeah, I got it. with your purse?
Yes, sir. One of those houses right on the edge.
Well, until the river gets up a certain height.
Yeah.
Then it's a little more worse.
Yeah.
Only thing that'd be better is we had a Dixieland band out here.
Well, for that, you'd have to go to St. Louis. They have boats with the Dixieland band on the boat
Oh, thank you.
down there.
All right. It's not written in stone? No, okay. What conversation?
Oh, it's very little rain.